Horror and Halloween have been synonymous with Michael Myers for 40 plus years, despite half of the films being below average. So why ruin your holiday watching Busta Rhymes square off against Michael Myers again, when you can watch what happens when misfortune and death catches up with those who dishonor the holiday? Welcome back to another episode of the Popcorn Confessional during the 31 days of Halloween. And this is Dave from nERDbox, and I am accompanied by my wife Jenn, also from nERDbox. And on this episode, we are talking about trick or treat. So fire up that Jiffy Pop and meet us in the booth.
The lore of All Hallows Eve revolves around sacrifices made to the gods, the dead rising to walk among us, and setting out offerings in front of our homes to spare us from ghosts entering. Over time, tradition was replaced with new mischievous ones, or things far more sinister. However, no debt goes unpaid for too long, and on this Halloween, Sam, a mysterious little sack boy, comes to restore balance to those who dishonored the holiday.
Now, this is an anthology film. It follows the story of 5 separate groups of characters. What did you think of this one?
So this one took me about 3 or 4 tries to like it.
Like Malignant.
No.
Next year, I'm telling you, she's
No.
gonna like that one. So before we get back to Trick or Treat, right? You didn't like Trick or Treat the first time we watched it, right? Right?
Yeah.
You didn't like The Houses That October Built the first time you liked it, right?
Well, I fell asleep on it.
And you didn't like Black Christmas the first time you didn't watch it, right?
Because that was really raunchy.
So when you went back to watch them the second time, you knew what was going to happen. So, Malignant, she's going to like it.
No, but I knew what was going to happen the first time with Malignant, so that's it. So once I was able to decipher the 5 different stories that were going on in this movie, I think that's kind of what got me from the beginning, because when we sit down and watch these movies, we tend to have some snacks and some alcohol, and I don't like to have to think. I tend to avoid movies that have subtitles or ones with too many storylines, because I don't want to have to think. I just want it to be like brainless. I just want to like watch a movie, laugh or get scared or grossed out, and just that's it. So the fact that I had to follow 5 different stories sucked for me. But I'm okay with it now. And the funny part is, now that I've seen it so many times, because now it's like a go-to every year, now that I've seen it so many times, I always see something new.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we literally just watched it the other night, and oh my God, we never noticed that before. So that's kind of cool, because now that we know exactly what happens with each person in the story, we notice things, we pick up on things that we have never picked up on before.
It does follow 5 stories about people that are, disrespecting the holiday. So Sam, this mischievous little bastard who I love, who is slowly filling up most of my cabinets here with stuff, and I have to get more. He shows up, and when he does, bad things tend to happen to other people. He doesn't have to do those. So he just kind of brings that bad luck and that bad vibes to what's going on in that situation.
Yeah, he doesn't do a whole lot of the killing or anything himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's typically someone or something else that does it, and he just happens to be there to witness it.
Yeah. We have very good storytelling. So as my wife mentioned, is, every time that you go back to watch this movie, you're going to find a new Easter egg out there that you didn't see before, or you're going to find a new puzzle piece that connects one story to another story, and that's always great. So you can go back and always see something different every time you watch that movie.
So, because that's the thing too, obviously, like, it's an anthology, it's 5 different stories, but they do all link in some way in the movie, and I think that's kind of what got me in the beginning, because I didn't see how they were like together or how they intertwined. But then as I watch it more and I can actually concentrate on those little bits and pieces, then I do see how they connect.
Yeah. Now, there isn't too much gore in here, but there are oh shit moments in this movie.
Yes, and there are naked women.
Yeah. At the end.
Yes.
There are oh shit moments in this.
Mm-hmm.
So, one of those for me is one that, everybody will probably have in common, I think, and that's with the serial killer dad.
Yeah.
Carving the jack-o'-lantern with his son.
Yeah.
I love how that was delivered.
I think another oh shit moment really is also the nighttime Halloween parade, which I think is awesome. I love that they do it at night, but it's creepy because I feel like that shit could happen easily.
This town is a town full of debauchery. So no wonder why Sam hangs out there, because everybody is a lush. Everybody's drunk. Everybody's doing bad things.
Yes.
So Sam is just having a party with, wreaking havoc on these people that deserve it.
Yeah. And I mean, the thing is, people are dressed in costume. Most of them are beyond falling over drunk. So I feel like if you killed somebody and just laid them up against a wall, they're going to think that it's just a drunk person that like passed out or whatever and not even realize they're dead.
Yeah.
So it's really easy to get away with, and no one's going to notice who did it because they're all cross-eyed drunk.
So this is by director Michael Dougherty, who has done a various style of movies that are out there. I think this is his best, and it's very hard to say that because X-Men 2, was such an amazing film. But he also did X-Men Apocalypse. He did the Godzilla movies. So
and he did Krampus.
Did Krampus, which is okay.
I like that movie more than he does, but
you didn't
I
like
do
that
like
at first either.
I didn't. Well, no, that's not true. I liked part of it.
Eventually.
Sam is played by Quinn Lord.
Yeah.
So he was, I think, 7.
Yeah, super talented kid. He actually had 2 parts in the movie. Apparently, he was a peeping Tom, too.
Right in the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
And just a quick shout out, go over to his page on Facebook. He's doing a big giveaway for Trick or Treat. So, sign up for that and maybe win some goodies.
We actually have a pumpkin signed by him.
Yes, we do.
So.
Yes, we do. And then the one person that was in it that I just tend to not like in every movie that I see or TV show, because she's always the same character, and that is Leslie Bibb.
Yeah, and she was the same character in this one. She was just like super bitchy and super annoying and complaining about everything.
Yep. So
I feel like that's what she always does. She's either, you know what it is? She's either that really dumb blonde that gives blondes a bad name, or she's just a mega bitch. That's it. Like, those are her 2 roles.
Anna Paquin, who at the time was Sookie Stackhouse from True Blood.
Yeah.
And there are times in this movie where you hear that Sookie accent come out, which is very distinct.
Yeah.
And then we also have the amazing Brian Cox in this movie, and I just love him. And the way you can tell about him is by his voice.
Yeah.
He always changes that look up, which is...
His look is always different. Mr. Krieg's character was meant to look like Wes Craven in Scream.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, now that you say that, I definitely see that.
Yeah.
The long, straggly hair. Yeah.
The mustache. Yeah. Definitely. Once I read that, I was like, yeah, it does look like him. And many of the little kids that were trick-or-treating were actually little people. They weren't kids. The movie was shot mainly at night, and actual kids couldn't work those hours.
There was kids coming up to the doors.
Well, they were teenagers, though. I think like the main kids that they focused on were teenagers. They seemed like they were probably in at least middle school. So, but the little kids that you see walking around trick-or-treating were not kids. They were little people.
Wow. Didn't know that. Anyway, this is the second of 4 slasher films that we're talking about that are not Michael, Freddy, Jason, Leatherface, and Ghostface. These are definitely worth checking out because these characters have come out on this century and they are amazing. And it's very hard to pick out which one I like the most out of them all. I have to say, when it comes to satisfaction and maybe enjoyment, maybe Tragedy Girls is number 1 on my list out of all of these characters. But it depends on how I'm feeling that day, I think, because they're all very good. So Trick or Treat is definitely one to check out.
Yeah, definitely.
And you, our viewers, we would like to hear your rating on this film. And what was your review of this film? Do you like anthology horror movies? This is the first of 2 that we're going to be doing. The other one's going to introduce a slasher as well. What's your snack preference or drink preference during these type of movies? Are you like Jen here? You can't drink too much during an anthology movie because you're not going to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, you can't focus or you can't read.
Let us know by putting that in the comments. We would love to hear from you. And, definitely spread the love about Halloween and 31 days of horror movies.
Absolutely. And of course, don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on the notification, and share.
Yes, definitely share.
Yes.
It's a fun time. Let's watch some horror movies together. Let's talk about them. Let's hear your ratings and reviews.
It's our favorite time of the year. What's your favorite time of the year?
Yes, definitely. Spoiler for an upcoming Halloween memory on Friday. Chetty from Chetty's Hot Takes and 5 Things, gives us a Halloween memory and plugs Christmas.
What?
Yeah. Until the next. See ya.
See ya.